Welcome to the Small Business Sisterhood podcast. I'm your host, Pepper Makepeace, an online business strategist for female solopreneurs and side hustlers, and the founder of the Small Business Sisterhood, an online membership community serving small business owners in the first stages of business. Join me as I go behind the scenes with female entrepreneurs, revealing the struggles, strategies, and inspiring stories of these amazing women. If you're interested in connecting with like-minded women in a supportive online community that helps you stay focused, motivated, and accountable as you build your business, check us out at smallbusinesssisterhood.com. Today we're back for a special holiday episode and year-end wrap-up with the Bianchini sisters Benedetta and Valeria, owners of Local Aromas, a food and wine experiences company in Rome, Italy. These lovely foodie sisters were on the podcast back in September when we learned about their life-changing morning routine and how they stay positive even when things are challenging. It's definitely worth a listen if you haven't yet. In this episode, we are wrapping up 2020 with a behind-the-scenes look at how they transitioned their 100% in-person business to 100% online in order to adapt to the changes we're all facing due to the pandemic. They also get us into the holiday spirit with their special Christmas Advent calendar of recipes and some of their favorite Christmas traditions. I hope you enjoy this episode and have a very happy holiday season. I am so happy to talk to you guys again. Thank you for being back on the podcast. It's been a crazy fall, but I'm excited to hear what you've been up to and dive into some fun holiday stuff.
Thank you for having us back.
Yeah.
So I know you guys have been working on some really fun holiday marketing strategies, and I've been kind of talking about that for a while in the sisterhood. And I love what you're doing, and I think it's really unique and business specific, which I think is so much more effective than, just putting up a coupon or something. So why don't you tell us, before I dive in, tell everybody about what your business is, and then tell us about your holiday offer.
Yes, absolutely. So our company, Local Aromas, is specialized in food and wine experiences from Italy. So obviously, we had to think creatively considering the situation. But last year I said, I would like to do an Advent calendar. I would like to create, because I love Advent calendars, the surprise of opening each day. And so I said, so next year, so it would have been this year, let's ship like different things and different, let's actually create something special. But then we're like, okay, let's not do that because
we had such wonderful ideas. I mean, we did such research, like the smallest bottle of olive oil with truffle. It was just the cutest thing ever.
And so I said, I still want to do the Advent calendar. Let's do an online Advent calendar with 24 different Italian Christmas recipes. And we had our wine sommelier pair them to 24 Italian wines. And to make it even more special, I reached out to some international food bloggers and authors that we have connected with. And I said, why don't you share 4 of your recipes you choose? And so they gave us each gave us 4 recipes. And we had our chefs, our mom, we created these 24 different recipes. And it was great because it was just like, collaboration. We were all giving each other visibility. And it was just something that really felt like Christmas. And it's going very, very well. It's something that we're very proud of. And we've also we also gave it a very friendly price, considering the situation. So we're like, okay, let's make it affordable to everybody, because it also is an opportunity for families who cannot get together to be able to purchase and give something online, so you don't have to go through shipping costs and things like that.
Yeah,
so it was just made very easy. And it's actually, it has been very much appreciated. So we're very excited about this.
Have you done collaboration with other chefs and food bloggers before? Or is that something
not
new?
To this extent? No.
Okay.
No, we've had other food bloggers or chefs in our YouTube channel, but like a project together, no, it was the first time. And they all said yes immediately. So it was really great.
What was that process like to do in terms of like selecting people? And I know a lot of people want to do kind of collaborative projects with other businesses, but it's it can be a little intimidating. You're not really sure where to start, or like if it's kind of awkward to reach out to other people. So tell me a little bit about that process for you.
Well, in these past months, I did sort of like select, and we got into contact, we got in touch like all through this summer, because we were looking for food bloggers and authors. Obviously, that made sense with our business. So it was about Italian food and wine. So it was nice because we found many of them, and for this project we selected a few. Of them, and they all represent a different area of Italian food, because one is a Canadian Italian, so she grew up and her mom is Italian. Another one is an Australian, and she lives in Rome, but her family is Italian. And another one is an English person who specialized in pasta. She's been living in Italy for several years, so she's very specialized. And another one is an Italian food blogger who writes in English. So we just wanted to find something that would represent all the different sides of, loving Italian food. Whether you are from an immigrant family, or, your family, or you created your life in Italy, or you're Italian. So that was just like, for us, it was the perfect combination. And it was great. And they just said yes. And that was great.
And with all those backgrounds, some of the recipes that they sent us, I had never even heard of. And so it was fascinating to see traditional recipes, Christmas recipes from Puglia or from Sardinia, that, and that's the beauty of Italian food and Italian cuisine. So it was a wonderful experience. It is a wonderful experience, because today it's just day 3. So it's fun.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that, it does bring kind of a different spin on what you two normally are doing, which is amazing what you're doing already. And then to add kind of a unique flair to that with some guest chefs, that I think that's really creative.
Yeah, no, it was a great project. And, it's actually, except for a wine sommelier, it was an all women project.
See.
And so that was great.
That's great too.
Yeah,
That's
so
fun.
women, we all support each other.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So I want to talk a little bit about 2020.
What an interesting year.
Yeah, right? It's been a little different.
Yes, I would say so.
And your business has really transitioned beautifully and creatively. And I think you really just jumped at the opportunity to do things a little differently. And I think that you've really stepped up. I know you guys have worked really, really hard to transition your business to a different model, because you used to be 100% in person, correct? Like It was, and now you're 100% online. And I'd love for you to kind of share what that process has been like, and what you've learned kind of with the whole pandemic, and just, having to transition your business so much.
So if I'm going to start talking, that my sister deserves all the credit and all these crazy.
That's nice.
No, she does, because she is the visionary. She is the visionary of the company. She comes up with these ideas, and you just look at her and you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Like when she decided to launch the YouTube channel, we were just starting a company. We were now doing tours and cooking classes. She goes, I think we should open a YouTube channel. And thank God we did. Or she said, wouldn't it be lovely to create an online cooking school? When we're like, yeah, okay, we will eventually. But she was already thinking ahead, thank God, because then when we sensed in January of last year that we thought that we were going to lose just the beginning of last year, she said, let's just do it. And so we immediately did the first part of the introduction of profession, and then we did everything online. But this was her seeing way ahead, and me following what she says, obviously, because she has to have she gets the credit, but
of course
she has a credit.
She's the only person. Yes, she's the only person that says yes. Not even in my family do they say yes. So that's why we love each other so much.
Well, and you work so well together. That's wonderful.
Sometimes you get a message, I just had an idea. I'm like, no, I can't deal with that right now. No. But that's true, because you have to, you can panic for a couple of days. You count till 5, but then you realize that or you swim or you drown. So you have to get creative and think way outside of the box. And this was what we did. And it was us two, and with the help of some people, but mostly it was just me and her working 20 hours a day to create this incredible course. And now this has helped us come up with other ideas, because when you start activating the brain and you start thinking outside the box, then just ideas just pop up inside your head, and you're like, okay, now let's do that. And so we already have all 2021 planned out, because things are not going to change.
Right, it's not overnight that we're going to just go back to normal.
No. And so you just have to get ready.
Yeah. Also because when while you're drowning and trying to swim, you when you're in the midst of like a drama, like everybody has been in February and March, you either just like say, okay, let's wait for things to change, or you just keep on complaining that things changed. Or there are opportunities, because when you do focus on what else can I do? You can't change the situation. That's what people have to, that's so important in business, but also in life. If you cannot change the situation you're in, like we can't do anything about the pandemic, but we can control what we're going to be doing in our business as a consequence and in our lives. So you have to look around, and, and that's how you think outside the box. You get these new ideas. I have this thing that I'm just always studying, and I just love to see what other people in other industries do. So like when I take those ideas and I'm like, imagine taking it in our industry. It's crazy. And that's what I do. It's not that I don't do anything like extraordinarily like strange. I just pick up ideas that are existing in other industries, and then I put them in ours, and they're like, wow, that's a great idea. It's just like, yes. But everybody has a YouTube channel, but that makes the thing cool. I always take the example of the ballpoint pen, how did it start? Is it called like a big pen? Like the ballpoint. It started off because somebody used the idea of a roll-on deodorant. And they applied it in something different. And that was like, what a great idea. And that's what happens. And so I just love studying all these little things. So
can I say what you made me do last year?
Yes.
So last year she comes up and she says, Benny, you have to go to Milan. I'm like, okay. And she sent me to an exhibition, a fair, sustainable fashion. I'm like, why? Yeah. And I'm like, okay, fine. I went, but
because she's a social one. Yes. She's a friendly one.
Yeah, I talk with rocks and stones, and so it was just like, there's clothes made with orange peels and coats made with dust from marble caves so, but still, we came up with so many ideas and met so many people that just then turned into something completely different. But I would have never ever in my life thought of going to a sustainable fashion exhibition in Milan for the day.
Working in food.
Working in food.
Yeah. I love that. That's so creative. I love the idea of, really being open to not just what's in your industry, what's considered standard and traditional in the industry, and just really exploring other industries and applying that to your own. It's a huge impact. It's just amazing that you can translate those things. I'm not sure everybody has that kind of mental capacity to really see how to translate that.
There is this book that I
was just about to say it.
I'm sort of a nerd, so I love to, but I enjoy. Yeah, I enjoy it. And so there is this book, because when you start reading, then, people mention other books. So it's like a never ending journey. And there is a book written by 2 professors from Harvard, which is called the Blue Ocean Strategy. And this is exactly what they teach. The fact that instead of everybody swimming in this red sea of blood trying to eat and bite each other's, markets. Look for the blue ocean. I mean, parts of the market, of your market, that nobody has even thought of, and it's just that. And you do it by looking at other people's markets. Just like, when iPhone came out with this really cool phone, when Apple, what did they do? They took an existing product that was a touch screen and they turned it into a phone. And it was just like touch screens existed. And that's the thing. So if you look around, the ideas, the opportunities are out there. But the fact is, something that we have never done, we don't go and see what our competitors do.
Never.
Because that takes us away from being concentrated about new ideas. It's like, why do I want to spend so much time studying what somebody is doing? Right. Okay, because in our industry, we started off with food tours, cooking classes, and wine tastings, just like everybody else did. So how different can you get? You can create a different tour, a Rome by night, and the other one would have like a Rome breakfast tour. That's not going to pop, have you come up or just like look different. That's the word. Yeah, stand out. So what did we do? We opened a YouTube channel, and then we created an online cooking school. Our competitors, they don't have that. And that's thinking out of the box.
I love that. And it's done so well for your business. Like, it's really served you to be so open to those things and not stuck in what everybody else is doing.
Exactly.
And that also
especially this year.
Especially this year. And this creates so many new opportunities.
Right.
Like, even being here talking to you, I mean, it's if it was just, us doing cooking classes and food tours in Rome, we never would have started this conversation. And so it's beautiful how you could interact and create so many different then relationships, and, new things leads to new things. And this has given us really the opportunity, to share our passion, our mission, and to space out in other areas that if otherwise we wouldn't have been able to do.
Right. Well, and I think you're reaching new audiences too, right? So you're no longer confined to people who are able and willing to travel. Exactly. Now it's people that care about cooking and learning new skills. And, this is a completely opened market now for you, and where you can access people and serve people. I think it's really great.
And our greatest investment that we did was, as business owners, was our YouTube channel. I mean, it was like something that had really nothing to do with our industry, because we started creating videos that were so like helpful, very practical. Like, you come to Italy, what do you eat? Or what is this dish? And we would do it. And we always talk about traditional, because we're very, as crazy and as outside the box, we're very focused on giving traditional Italian cuisine. Then at home you can get as creative as you want, but that's what we want to share. And we decided, with this channel that grew, so now we have like over 100 videos. That was the best investment that we have made, because our content is evergreen, and it has been life-saving in this moment of lockdown and revolutionizing our company, because we always have new content, and people keep on writing comments. And then we have seen what people really like about the channel, because they say that a lot of people say, I don't care about the recipes. You guys are so funny that you guys are really entertaining. Yeah. And so you said, we had never seen that, because that is our normal relationship.
That's how we are always.
And so it came out that people enjoy learning about Italian cuisine in a very non-traditional way. It's just like fun, and we make fun of each other. My sister makes a mess when she does things.
Obviously.
And so and people enjoy it. And so we have a different language. We started creating this very informal, non-chefy language that we're very, we're professionals in our industry, because Benedetta is a wine sommelier. She's an olive oil sommelier. She's a professional cheese taster. I'm a trained pastry chef. So we know what we're saying. We're just saying it so that everybody understands it.
Yeah, it's more accessible and more relatable. I love that. Yeah. And I think the YouTube videos, it like you said, it gives people kind of a window into your relationship and your personalities, and that's Italian too. Like they're getting a taste of not just traditional Italian cooking, but it's a whole experience of Italian life. And I think it's brilliant.
Now, next week, since we've been between in lockdown and one thing and another, next week we're going to go back out in Rome, and we're going to start another series on for our YouTube channel, very Christmassy, but it's just going to be me and her and our cell phone, and we're going to see what comes out of that.
Great.
But just sharing what's happening now here. So going around the Christmas, the traditional. It's going to be another fun project that we're about to start again.
Because the people who were the two guys, the two videographers that were helping us now, they said now, because all of this distancing and things like that, they said, let's try this. Just go there with your phone. Now people are allowed with like this lockdown. People are used to not having the
perfection,
the perfect video. So we wanted to make it very intimate. So we're just going to get as if it were a story, as if it's just a video, even if it's not perfect, actually not being perfect makes it special. And so we're going to go out and show people Rome during Christmas because they can't come here.
Right, exactly. Wow. I love that. I can't wait to see.
We can't.
We have no idea what we're going to be doing.
No idea. They gave us like instructions and we're like, okay,
we'll figure it out.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Well, at least here, and I know some of my friends internationally too, like everybody's kind of throwing themselves into the holidays because it's this fun, happy thing. Like I had a friend that put up her Christmas tree in like October. And because it's happy and it's like we need something, and so I love the idea of getting to see what Rome is doing, and the decorations and the festivities and anything that's possible to we need that. We need more positive.
We need it too. We need it too. I can't wait. If not, I've just been here home.
Because we haven't seen each other in over a month and a half.
Oh wow! Yeah.
We haven't seen each other physically because I get to see her beautiful face every single day,
multiple times.
That's different. That's work.
Exactly.
Oh, I love that. You guys are so creative, and I love how like you're always thinking about the future. Like you mentioned that you have 2021 all figured out. It's like, wow, will you like do that for my business too? like I'm not there yet. Like you're ahead of the game, and now is the time when everybody's looking at 2021 and thinking about what to do and how to plan. And it is kind of confusing with everything being kind of feeling like it's in limbo still, but just knowing a certain level of it's not going to change overnight. We have to at least plan for the next 6 months. But tell me more about like your process of planning 2021. Like give us some insight into how we can do that too.
Well, we sort of focused on like what worked in our online cooking school. We have 8 different courses, but one specifically was just like stood out completely, which was our Advent calendar. So we thought, we created something that was very different. I mean, we're still giving recipes, but we packaged it in a way that makes it very different. So instead of creating these like, we had like very traditional courses like pasta core, homemade pasta, homemade gnocchi, Italian wine, which maybe sounds like not boring, but it sounds like, oh, okay, there are like 1,000 other things out there. So we decided to package things in a different way. So we looked at our calendar and we looked at what happened in every month. Like February, we're going to come out with one smaller course every single month. So like February, you have Valentine's Day, and in April, you have Easter. And then we think about the summer, maybe the kids are off, the parents don't know what to do. So it could be fun. We're always doing Italian recipes, but we're going to do them
in a context.
We're going to do them like comfort food or things that kids can prepare on themselves, just giving it a twist so that people, instead of having one course just about pasta, they have something fun coming up every single month. So I'm already working on on our course, which will be all about Italian breakfast and desserts in January. And so our mom's working on the one Valentine's Day, which is, and so, it's
all about romantic food.
It's about romantic and sexy Italian dishes. And so that's what we planned the whole year thinking what happens here. So, okay, next year, our online calendar it has to come out in November because, Advent calendars start on the 1st of December, though you can buy it whenever you want, but it has to be available. So that's how we sort of planned it out. One course, it does take a lot of work because even if you have 10 different recipes, there's a lot. We go into storytelling and we give, we say how it's served, we give a lot of local insights.
And so we would have to make from scratch because, we pictures and videos. So it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And so knowing it, and when in our online school, I like to focus on the content. Benny is great with all the videos and the images and doing everything. So we have this all planned out. Obviously, we're going to be flexible because, if we decide that a certain topic people may like more, we can just change that immediately. But we do have a plan, and so we know who's going to be doing what, and well, it's just the two of us.
Exactly. So January, February, March, April, May, June.
Yeah. And so we have a plan. And we're just going to focus on that. Then if the summer comes and we're going to get, some tourists coming to Italy, then we'll think about it. But it's probably, our company is never going to be the same as it was. It's going to be different. So we're going to, now we have diversified a lot. And so when we get new requests, we will decide what to do. It's never going to be now it's Local Aromas like 2.0. So, yeah.
What would you recommend to somebody in any industry planning for next year? Like, I love the idea of, looking at the calendar and tying things into seasonal or holiday, that kind of thing. Do you think that's translatable to other industries? Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean,
yeah.
Well, we created this calendar of courses, and we decided that each course has to be out on the 1st of every month. And we know how much it takes. So it is, you need to have a plan. You need to have the date when it has to go out, but then you also need to be flexible enough to see if something you feel works better than others, or if people ask to add some content that you hadn't considered. You need to be also flexible to just saying, okay, let's not do this. Let's do this the next month.
Right. But it's important to have an idea of where you're going, because if not, it's just going to be like wandering, and living life by default. And there you're just going to get lost. So to try to visualize and just to focalize where you want to go, and then, work to get there, or work backwards. Because that's something like I'm already thinking about February, because I do not want to end up like we did when we were launching our other courses, that we woke up at 3:30 in the morning and stayed all day on the computer until 11 o'clock at night. And then no. So we know, because we went through that. So, okay, so I have to be out by the 1st of February. Okay, so I'm going to start doing one thing at the time so that I arrive at February, sane, because and so that's important. Like, we have also learned a lot to plan ahead and then work backwards.
Yeah. Well, and I love the idea of having the holiday or the season being kind of a deadline that is you can't move it yourself. You can't change when Valentine's Day is.
Exactly.
And so it's really motivating you to get the content done by a certain time and not put it off, or not be, like you said, like if you don't have a plan and have a really clear focus, it's going to kind of be all over the place and feel to everyone looking at it, it's kind of all over the place. And having that kind of structure of the calendar really being what frames that, I would think that would be really beneficial for people thinking about planning.
Yes, because, we have as she said, it's Valentine's Day, then there's Easter, and then there was
summer holidays, then
holiday, and then you have autumn, and then you have, there's so much. We went through the calendar. There's really crazy, like Mother's Day month and Father's Day month. You can really get creative and just, invent. There's Pasta Day. You just create, and make it an entire month.
And so when you have this set it out, at least for us who we have that we have online content, then we could decide to do something on YouTube as well, because we know what's going to happen in 2 months. So in 2 months we could do something, I don't know. So we can start thinking now, because if you reach out for collaborations, you need to give people time to think about it and then to decide what to do. And who knows? We're not impulsive, but we do, if we have to do something like quick, because like for the advent calendar, it was until October. We're like, okay, should we not? Because we were just like so overwhelmed with stuff. And we're like, just let's do it, because what are we going to do in December? I mean, we have to come out with something. At least we also we tested a completely different product, which people loved. And so that's because we don't have a marketing team. We're a small company. We're a family company. So you do not have the expertise and, the analyst that looks at your Google Analytics. And because I do look at it, but I just don't exactly know what all those exact numbers, what should I do with those numbers? It's like, okay, I see, I can read, I know, but that doesn't give me additional context. Exactly. Now what? So, you've got to do what you've got to do with what you have. Yeah. And so that's what we do.
And it was, let me interrupt you. And it was great that we came up with this advent calendar, because this advent calendar completely changed our strategy for 2021.
Yes.
Because
completely.
we're like, people like smaller things, fun. Because we weren't expecting our advent calendar to have such massive success. And so we completely changed, there's another blue ocean that you have to swim in. And so we're going to dive into that one and change our entire project of courses, because before it was like this mastodontic, 60 lesson, beautiful, because it's beautiful, but it could be a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah, not everybody is interested in, right.
In all the types of pastas. I mean, it has gone very well because people love that, because there's a lot to learn if you're into pasta or gnocchi, but you can also get fun and creative with, smaller, crazy courses. Like I want to do one about decorating, since I love doing it, decorating pasta with flowers, pasta, polka dotted pasta, striped pasta with truffles. I mean, and I'm going to do that eventually, but it's just going to be about that. So 10 fun recipes on creating fun pasta.
And also what we did is in our advent calendar, we also gave the opportunity of creating like gift cards. So that has worked a lot, because people can obviously, the more they purchase, the more discount they get on the final price. And we've had people like purchase 10, 30, because then they can give off and give people, because, our calendar is $17, which is very affordable. And so if you want to give a present to somebody, it's doable. And so they buy like this bundle of 10 or whatever number they want. And now, I mean, even companies are using it as a business gift.
That's a great idea.
We just had somebody purchase 35 of our master course. So because it's online is just like the best thing ever now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so accessible. And so it's non-specific. It's not, it's not specific to location. It's not specific to kind of person. It's so accessible to everybody. And I love that too. So you've given us a lot to think about for planning for 2021. And I can't wait to sit down with the calendar and think about okay, Anna, how do I do this? But I want to switch gears just a little bit, because it's such a great opportunity for me personally, and I know everyone else will enjoy this as well. This episode's going to come out the week of Christmas, and in kind of leading up to, we can all go to your YouTube channel, and I recommend everybody does, but tell us a little bit about Christmas in Italy, Christmas in Rome. What is it? What are some traditions that you both participate in?
We are a very large family, and so usually Christmas is something that we spend together with our smaller family. So our parents, her family, me, and my family, and that's always something that we've done. And we have our traditions, and I can't think of any one particular right now.
Well, but for instance, on Christmas Eve, the family gets together. The dinner is all fish-based by tradition in Italy. Wise, yes. It's all, everything is about fish. While on Christmas Day, it's just rich dishes and and it's lunch. So the Eve is dinner, and Christmas Day is lunch, which it lasts all day, and then
so you play cards, and then you play Monopoly, tombola. You play tombola.
You play these Christmas, You play these Christmas like table games. Do you say the table?
Yeah, it's the one with I don't know how you say it. Tombola. Do you say tombola in English? Is it a game? It's
no.
And it's fun. It's a number of games.
I'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. It's a typical Christmas game. And so the kids start, like, the entire month of December, they start taking all the coins because, you play €1 or 50 cents or 10 cents. And so they start, taking from grandparents. Can I have 5? And so that's something that they really all look forward to. Always. Has always been a Christmas tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
And then panettone, pandoro, torrone, all the Italian, rich Christmas cakes and desserts.
What's your favorite Christmas season food?
Personally, there is this pâté that my great grandmother. It's our great grandmother's recipe that has gone down through generations, and that is something that it's rich. It's a pâté with it's like a liver pâté with chicken, and it's just so incredibly good.
Which your mom makes.
And now our mom makes, and we just get to eat that. I don't know why. We just get to eat it at Christmas.
Because, that's when the whole family gets together. We're like 40 family members between cousins and aunts. And so, everybody comes with something. And mom, that's what she has.
And so everybody's like, we just wait until the pâté comes out, and we're like, everybody attacks it. So good. It's sort of like the fried artichokes at Easter. My mom makes the best fried artichokes in the world.
And by the way, that recipe that our mom makes with this pâté, we did include it in the Advent calendar. Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we shared family recipes in it too.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's just my favorite thing of Christmas. I don't have a sweet tooth, so I could not care less. But that is just so good.
Valeria, what about you? What's your favorite?
I probably enjoy the more Christmas Day menu, which is a little richer. You have lasagna. My mother-in-law she's from the South, more like Naples. And so she prepares like some dishes of that area that you have in Naples, which I had never tasted before. And I love. And so I'm more into Christmas Day meals. They're meaty and fatty.
Richer.
Yeah. I like those more.
That's fun. Well, I'm so glad that you guys were able to come and do a Christmas episode with me. This has been so much fun and kind of a 2020 wrap up. I think that you have just that perfect business to talk about how to be flexible and diversify and really think outside the box. It's just been so much fun to watch what you're doing and seeing what you come out with. I can't wait for 2021 to see each month what you're coming out with. So thank you so much. This has been really, really fun. I really appreciate talking to you.
Thank you for having us back.
Thank you for having us. It's such a pleasure.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Thank you, Benedetta and Valeria, for talking with us today. You can find out more information about Local Aromas and the link to their website in the show notes for this episode at smallbusinesssisterhood.com/28. I hope you found this episode useful and inspiring. If you did, please pop over to iTunes and leave a review. Thanks for listening. Catch you next time.